Hello everybody, my name is Dello and welcome to my new series, in a way, anyway. As you can tell, this series again is about Minecraft, and people who have followed my channel for a bit know I started out with Minecraft, but in all honesty, those were a bit rubbish because they were my first videos. There was lots of hesitation, production value wasn't very good, and it was just me randomly playing, and that gets a bit boring on Minecraft if you don't have anything to do. So obviously that excludes Yogscast and all that sort of stuff. But this series is going to be kind of a tutorial series, and an in-depth one at that. Now, I know there's quite a few. Some are good, some are bad, but in my opinion, some don't really offer the amount of detail that you'd expect. If you're a new player, Minecraft can be very confusing, in other words. So that's pretty much what this series is going to be about, and each episode is probably going to be about 5-10 minutes, going to be quite short, so a lot of detail is going to be put in them, though. So let's get started. This is the main screen. As I said, this is for complete beginners. If you've played Minecraft before, then just don't bother watching. Or you could watch some other episodes that are a bit more at your skill level and help you out a bit more. So, to all the beginners, this is the main Minecraft screen. You've got a number of selections. We will get onto mods and texture packs later. They're more of an advanced sort of level, in a way. You've got your typical options and all that sort of stuff, video settings, etc. But the thing we want is single player, obviously. So basically all you do is click on single player, and you won't have all these. These are my worlds that you will accumulate as you go along. The thing you want to do is go and create new worlds. Now, you've got the opportunity to name your world, so I'm just going to call it Delo's Tutorial World. You can call it whatever you want. Now, this seed for the world generator box is a bit more of an advanced topic. I will go into detail at a later date. But basically, you can put whatever you like in this box, I think up to 64 characters, I believe, and it will take the value of that string that you put in. That's a programming term, by the way, and it will change the world depending on what you put in. But as I said, I'll go into more detail with that. So you can leave it blank, and it will just make it random as it says. So you go and create a new world, and it will make your world for you at some point. There we go. Now, usually, well, as far as I know, you always spawn on this stuff. This stuff is sand, and you will always spawn on it. I don't think I've come across a world where you don't. Now, this may all be very confusing. There's lots of stuff. There's what seem to be trees here. There's what looks like water there. As I said, this is sand, and this is dirt. I'll go into detail with a bit more stuff, obviously. So, I guess I best just say what Minecraft is. It's a sandbox game. It's kind of the definitive sandbox game out at the moment. There are no instructions, there are no quests, there is no hand-holding in this game. It is basically a way of exploring your creativity, letting you build what you want, and there is also multiplayer, which I will go into at a later date. So, basically, as the name suggests, the game is essentially about mining and it's about crafting. And those two go hand in hand, but you're not limited to that. As I said, it's a sandbox game. You can do pretty much whatever you want. You can build your houses, you can build massive monuments, you can build vehicles, airships, whatever. You can build massive underground complexes. your imagination is kind of the limit. If you ain't got a good imagination, you probably won't get as much fun out of this game as others will. So, I guess this episode is mainly about surviving your first night. And this is, I just thought, I'm changing the difficulty. This is coming from a fresh install, which means your game will be on normal difficulty. And basically what that means is whenever it gets dark, because there is a day and night cycle, you can see the sun up there. There is a day and night cycle, lasts about 8 minutes each, I think. And as soon as it gets dark, monsters will start spawning. And monsters will also spawn in dark places. Anywhere where it's dark, they will spawn, basically. So the main thing to do when you enter a new world is to survive that first night. And to do that, you need to collect a variety of raw materials. Now these things I was jumping on are called trees, believe it or not. And breaking these trees will give you wood. With wood you can make a lot of things. It's one of the most important raw materials in Minecraft. And to break a block, all you don't keep clicking like that. You just have to hold and click. Hold your left mouse button and you'll have your little guy destroy the block, and the block you destroyed will pop out. And you want to aim for around 11 blocks of wood. You can see on the bottom left is my or the bottom middle is my action bar. The left thing in my hand is a log, as you can see, a wooden log I call them. And the thing next to it also comes off trees. I will go into more detail with these as well, but these are called saplings and they are quite self-explanatory. They are baby trees which you can plant. But we will get all into that, don't worry. You don't need to worry about them. So, as I said, you need about 11 blocks. That's not the definitive number of blocks that you need. I could easily survive with 9. But just for common sake, we will get 11. As you can see, trees defy gravity, and this one will happily stay there forever with no trunk. These are also trees. These are Minecraft's version of birch trees, and you can tell they are a different block. Essentially, they are a different block, but they are just the wooden log retextured. And we won't get any more of them because we don't need to. So we have our blocks. So we can now go into the crafting element of this game. So if you hit I on your keyboard, you will get your inventory. This is your little guy. I'm a ninja. And you see here is your crafting window. You have 4 squares here, which is where you put your materials, and here is the output of those materials. So wood logs are useless, essentially, unless you want to build, but you can't make anything with wooden logs. You have to craft those wooden logs into wooden planks. And to do that, you take your wooden logs and stick them in the crafting window. You'll see here, this is your output. You get wooden planks, 4 of them for each block. So I'm not getting 4 wooden planks for 11 blocks of wood there. So let's do that. You see, 1 wooden log gives you 4 wooden planks. So to collect these, you just keep clicking and clicking until there is no more. And now we have some wooden planks. You notice I've got this here as well, which is dirt, essentially, and this is this stuff. But we don't really need this. It's not really useful for anything except for building stuff. Sorry. So with these wooden planks, you can make a variety of things. But the first thing you want to make is a crafting table. And the crafting table extends your crafting area. Here it's a 2x2 square. And with a crafting table you get a 3x3 square, which enables you to make much more useful pieces of equipment, including armor and tools. That is a pig. you can hit pig with your dirt or saplings or whatever. You just left click like you would with a block and you'll hit it. You can eventually kill them. They won't retaliate, but when you kill them they can sometimes drop pork, which you can then cook and eat, or you can eat raw depending on your preference. So we need a crafting table, and to make a crafting table you need 4 wooden planks. So let's get 4 wooden planks. If you want to split a stack like I just did, all you have to do is right click on an empty square and you will take one out of the big stack and put it there, as you can see. There you go. And if you want to half the stack for some reason, you can just right click it and you'll get half that stack, then half again, etc, etc. But we want 4 wooden planks. And to make a workbench, you essentially draw a square within this crafting table, like so. And this will give you a crafting table. And you take it out just like you did with the wooden planks. And there you go, this is your crafting table. Now, as I said, the crafting table lets you have a 3x3 square. Where's the sun? The sun is setting, that's joyous. And, well, to place blocks, this is a good example. To place blocks, you right click, basically. You can place them anywhere within reason. You can't place them in the middle of air, in mid-air, sorry. So, as you can see, I've placed my workbench. Now, to use this workbench, you right click it again. And here you can see you now get a bigger crafting table. With this, you can make anything you want in Minecraft, essentially. So, you can make tools, you can make armor in this, you can make lots of stuff. So, let's start with tools. And we're going to start with a pickaxe. Now, to make a pickaxe, you need sticks and you need wooden planks like this. Now, to make sticks, you need 2 wooden planks, like so. And the main concept in Minecraft with crafting is drawing the thing you want to make. So, if you want to make a stick, you draw a stick, like so. As you can see, 2 wooden planks. Planks? Is it planks? Yeah, it is. 2 wooden planks together, one on top of the other. You can put them anywhere within the table, as long as one is above the other. You can't do that, because that makes something completely different. So, there you go. You get 4 sticks for 2 wooden planks. And you can keep doing that. Let's get 12. So now we've got 12 wood, we've got 12 sticks. And these sticks usually, well, they are normally used as handles for tools or torches. So let's make a tool. First tool you'll need really is a pickaxe, and this lets you mine stone a lot quicker, and it lets you gather resources from veins such as coal, iron, and lots of other stuff. So to make a pickaxe, you draw the handle with sticks like this. Then you draw the head of the pickaxe like so. You got 3 wooden planks in the top 3 squares. You can't do it upside down, I believe. No, you can't. You have to do it this way, and it's now getting dark. So we get a wooden pickaxe, and you put that on your bar. This is your action bar, as you can see at the bottom. This lets you scroll through it, and this bit is just your inventory. And it's getting dark, and I don't want to die while I'm giving a tutorial. As this will probably be the longest one because it's going into the basics of how surviving is. But I won't be able to survive unless I found coal very quickly. So I'm going to cut the night out and I'll be back with you very soon. And we're back. It is now sunrise time. I did change my difficulty because I nearly died, so I'm changing that back. Where was we? We just made a pickaxe. And this is that. Now we have the tools to go and mine us our most valuable resource in the game, essentially. And that is coal. But before you go and do that, you need to make sure you collect your crafting bench again, because you may be wandering quite far from your spawn. So, coal, as you'll imagine, is found in mountains, and the mountains are these grey areas. There's dirt on the top, which is the browny, greeny area, and below it is this grey stone. And there's some coal. That was lucky. This is coal, and this is the reason I'm using a default texture pack for this series. For now anyway, because it lets you see what it should look like if you're a new player. And this is coal. It's basically the stone texture, which is this, but with black spots in it. And to get coal from this is easy, but you need to make sure you do it right. And what I mean by that is you need to, well, you can't break this with your fist or any other object. You can, but once you do, the coal block will be lost and you won't get any resources from it. To stop this, you need to use your pickaxe, which you just made, and basically you just need to hit on it for a bit, and hopefully I can catch it before it drops. And that little thing, the black thing, is coal, and you pick that up like that, and it's now my action bar. There's usually quite a bit of coal in these veins, so you want to dig around it, but this doesn't look very big, unfortunately. But it doesn't matter. There'll be enough here to survive. And you've got a range of 4 blocks, by the way. As you can see, I'm hitting from range, which is a marvellous feat. And I can actually reach it. So imagine I was down here. I can't reach that from down here. Maybe thinking, how do you get to it? Well, there's a trick you can do, which lets you build a ladder out of blocks. And I told you how to place blocks by right-clicking. But if you look down at the floor and jump by pressing space and just keep hold of your right mouse button, you'll do that. And it basically makes a tower of dirt for you to climb on and just collect resources, which are a bit more out of reach than others. And I think that's all the coal we can get. But while we're here, I can demonstrate the next. Oh, that's me falling off the tower. As I said before, wood is probably the most valuable, but I kind of lied a bit. It's valuable because you need your sticks for pretty much everything. But wood in itself, as you can imagine, is a very weak resource to do mining with. If you can see, underneath the pickaxe icon on my action bar is a little green bar with red at the end. This is the durability of the item, and the more you use the item, the further that bar will go down, and once it's all red, the item is destroyed. And various tools have different levels of durability depending on the material you make them with. And also, using the wrong tool for the job will decrease the durability quicker. So if I were to use this pickaxe against this tree, it will make the durability go down quicker because you need an axe to chop down trees, funnily enough. But now we have an access to stone, which is this thing. Actually, it's not. This is cobblestone. As you can see, there's a difference. And cobblestone is what you get when you mine this stone. You don't get this clean stone, as it's called, when you mine it. I'll show you what I mean. If I mine it, oh, out pops this cobblestone block. And this is the next tier of item design. I can't think of the right word. Material, that's the word. The next level of material you'll need to get better pickaxes, swords, axes, whatever. And you want to get quite a lot of this. You will get quite a lot anyway because of the mining part of it. But you can use this in the same way that I showed you with the wooden planks when I made this pickaxe I'm using. And now we've got quite a bit of cobblestone, we can upgrade our pickaxe. And there's more coal here. I think I'll just get this quick, because you need quite a lot of coal to start off with. so you can keep the bad guys away. Which is how I nearly died, because I digged myself in a hole and I nearly got killed, so. This should be enough. We'll get the rest in a minute when this pickaxe breaks. You also want to keep an eye on the durability, because once this starts getting lower and you keep mining with it, once the pickaxe breaks, it breaks once you break a block, if that makes any sense. You'll see it in a minute. But you'll break a block and the pickaxe will break after it. If the pickaxe breaks after the block you just broke, you won't get any resources from it. So you won't get coal from this, for example. Probably won't be able to show you what I mean by that, but you'll see it when you play. And we have quite a bit of coal now. 27. Coal is used for making torches, and those are kind of your lifeline. They're also used as fuel, as you'll imagine, for powering furnaces, which we will get into. And there's quite a lot of coal here. Usually coal can be really hard to find. You just have to look around all the mountains. But I was lucky with this one and found it quite quickly. And there you go, my pickaxe just broke. So let's make a new one. Let's plonk down your crafting bench, and we can now make a stone one. It's exactly the same as the wooden one we made earlier, but you use stone for it. And there you go, you get a stone pickaxe. And the stone pickaxe lasts longer, and it also lets you mine longer, and lets you mine higher quality materials, sorry. So with a wooden pickaxe, you can mine stone and coal, and there's more coal there. With a wooden pickaxe, you can mine stone and coal, and that's about it. With a stone pickaxe, you can mine you can mine everything the wooden one can, as well as iron. And with iron, you can make iron pickaxes, and with that, you can mine the ever elusive diamond. And this is an amazing place. You can make diamond, you can mine diamond, and that's the most valuable resource in the game. And with diamond, you can mine obsidian, which we will get into. But that's a bit more in depth. So now we've got quite a lot of resources. We've got a pickaxe, we've got 38 pieces of coal, we've got loads of wood. We can start looking for a place to live. And I really like this place. You've got a nice waterfall outside. Can swim, obviously. There's a nice little outcropping there. I'm kind of wondering if I can build somewhere here, and hopefully the water doesn't kind of flood me, because water doesn't react as you'd expect. But I can now show you how to make your next tool, which is probably near the same usefulness as your pickaxe will be. And the sun is now already setting. Okay. So the dirt, you need a shovel to collect. You can't use a pickaxe because, well, you can use a pickaxe, but as I said earlier, it will decrease the durability quicker. So to make it a shovel, pretty much the same as a pickaxe. You get your 2 sticks for the handle, and you put the head on it for the shovel head, and you make a stone shovel in this case. And there you go, you've got your stone shovel. This will tear through dirt. If you compare that to that, it's a lot quicker. And it's very useful for clearing out areas. And dirt is ever present. It's on the surface, it's deep underground as well for some reason. And the sun is quickly setting, so I will make a little shelter, and I'll probably end this episode and carry on with some other, just more coal, some other stuff. So, hopefully this video will help you survive your first night in the amazing world of Minecraft. I will bring up more videos. Actually, before I go, you'll need one more thing. And that is your lifeline, as I said. Torches. With torches, you only need a 2x2, your standard 2x2 square. You can use the 3x3, but it's your choice. Torches are very easy to make. You need sticks, and you need your coal. And you basically do this. You put the coal on top of a stick, and for that you get 4 torches. So we're going to make quite a few torches. And there we go, we've got 24, that'll do for now. And you place them just like any other block, like that. And they will light up the area so monsters don't spawn. And we'll just get that. Gather this. And then we can make a little doorway so stuff doesn't come in. Like that. It's not pretty, but it works. And you can block that there so stuff doesn't actually come in. And this will be our home. I'm going to be careful digging this way because I know there's water is there somewhere. Can't remember where though. So, as the sun is setting, I will end this episode and get to work on the next. Hope this helps someone out. I will speak to you soon.